this nigga that. Oh shit.
All I hear is Junior this, Junior that. Ah, snap. Junior's back with a big strap that I like to call Prez Black. Why? Cause I keep it in a white box, shells full of white spots. I lift you out your white socks. Yeah, man, that was me in my ignorant days, man. Hey, man, praise the heavenly ones for taking me out of that mind frame, man, taking me away from that genocide, man. But hey, man, what it do? It's your brother, man, from the motherland, coming to you guys live from the NY, back with another one of that Repent and Die podcast. For those that don't know who I am, I'm Junes, the original. For the Bantus, by blood, not by converge. You know I'm out here to splurge with the word. Turn this down just a little bit. Yeah. Hold on. Too down. Mic check. Yeah. You know, want to give all praise and glory to the heavenly ones, for they are worthy to be praised. Want to give a shout out to all those that's been tuning in, subscribing, supporting, doing the whole shebang, man. All of this would not be if it wasn't for you guys. All that support, all that love, whether it's positive or negative, whether it's through Facebook, YouTube, Instagram, you guys has been wonderful, and all I can do is say thank you. And you are the reason why I continue doing what I'm doing. Repent or Die podcast, the voice for the voiceless, as you can see, and the mission is to get the hood into the kingdom. You know why? Because we deserve it. Are you dumb? Are you dumb? Round of applause for that again. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Man, we having a beautiful one. This is the weekly broadcast, you know what I'm saying, in preparation for Monday. So when you guys go back into the plantation, you know what I'm saying, you got some level of satisfaction. Is that a word? Or well, hey, I guess I created it today. Satisfaction, yeah. Go back into the plantation in a positive energy, you know what I'm saying, give you a podcast that keep your frequency on high, keep your conscious level on high, keep your awareness within your community on high, right? That's just what we here to do, man. That's what I'm here to give to you, should I say, right? Um for those that don't know, man, yesterday I did a summer conversation. Every seventh day I bring forth biblical, whether it's biblical, spiritual, but it's basically a conversation on the things that we need to do to align ourselves to be accepted by the heavenly ones, right? And provide resources and understanding of what to do to separate ourselves from the evil and the wickedness, especially, you know, dealing with Lucifer and his children. Yes, his children are the ones running the world. You know what I'm saying? Dealing with them on every aspect, how to handle them. You understand? So that's what the summer conversations be about. Um, this one, this summer conversation, I had to bring forth and expose this Flavius Josephus. A lot of people tend to run to this man as the end all be all when it comes to information pertaining to the so-called people, right? When brothers and sisters don't understand that a lot of his stories was fairy tale stories put together, created to literally cause a state of confusion. When you read it in depth, when you read his biography, when you read his reasoning into why he's a top historian, into why he's revered excuse me, as a respected one. When you start looking into that, you're gonna see that this man was nothing more than a fictitious Luciferian, Gentile of the highest order, um, character put before us to justify their foolishness, right? To give them leverage into why they are the so-called people, or why, you know, things happen and how it happened. These are the stories that was made up by this man, right? And I'm saying it made up. You know what I'm saying? This man was in the desert with another man from 16 to 19, taking cold showers and walking around with leaves covering his nutsacks. And this is supposed to be a righteous man that we supposed to be following. Come on, guys, make it make sense, right? So I exposed that, bring it forward. You guys can tune in. You know what I'm saying? There was a lot of technical difficulties that was taking place. Some of it on my end, you know what I mean? You know, the update with this software, um, a lot of studio production updates and all of that. So there's a lot of configuring, a lot of getting used to, you know what I'm saying, using the stream deck now. You know what I'm saying? Before I had the loop deck, but we using the stream deck. I'm using both actually, but you know, using the stream deck to switch scenes and stuff like that. But still no excuses. But you know, we working. You know what I'm saying? And like I told you guys before, I'm taking, you know, this is just the warm up and the preparation for the new direction that the Repent or Die podcast is gonna be going. You know what I'm saying? We'll be doing a lot more interviews. I'm trying to interview a former bad boy artist, especially with all this P Diddy stuff going on. It's only right that, you know what I'm saying, we bring forth light and, you know, expose the industry, because the industry, especially hip hop, has a massive hold on our people, on our children, right? But just stay tuned, be prepared, and I promise you, you won't be disappointed. In fact, you'll be looking forward to it and say, "Nah, yo, Jones, man, yo, man, I respect that podcast." You feel me? We're gonna turn it up, man. You know what I'm saying? I see brothers and sisters, celebrities now want to come into this podcast realm and talk they talk and all that, trying to gather souls and, you know, cause other distractions to keep them away from truth, and individuals like myself that's bringing forth truth and understanding that's going to allow us to prepare ourselves to separate ourselves from Lucifer and get closer to our creators. But we got to give a round of applause for that. Come on now. Applause anyway. So on today's episode, you know, before I do that, you know, I got to give you guys the hood temperature. You know what I'm saying? The hood is still the same, you know, still crack cocaine, still groomy, still grimy, still shady. Ain't no sunshine where we from. Mm-mm-mm. Only darkness every day. Mm-mm-mm. Ain't no sunshine where we from, 'cause where we from, homie, you can get gunned anytime, 'cause the streets don't play. Yes, sir. R.I.P. DMX. Ain't no sunshine over here. You ain't no sunshine. Gonna get it straight into it. Ain't no sunshine. And then we gonna give you some of this hood news, right? Some of this hood news. So, an 18-year-old was stabbed to death in Manhattan around 10:30 p.m., right? A Brazilian gospel singer collapsed, 30 years old, collapsed on the scene, collapsed on stage. A Alabama police officer is under investigation after a video gone viral of her arresting a black man, putting him in handcuffs, and still took the time out to taser him. Under investigation. These are the things that's going on. These are the things that's going on. Under investigation. Right? Countless shootings taking place. Countless murders is happening. Senseless murders is happening. And a lot of you guys don't know what's the cause of it. But knowing what this podcast bring to the table, knowing what I'm here to do, I'm going to tell you what's the cause of this, which leads to today's topic and discussion. We're going to talk about a mental health situation, a mental health crisis that nobody want to talk about, that nobody is even looking at. And that right there, and that mental health is single parent syndrome. Yes, single parent syndrome, a mental crisis that's taking the community over by storm. Single parent syndrome. Single parent syndrome is a place where, listen carefully, is a place where parents are raising these children, should I say, with one perspective, and that's whatever that single parent is. And I'm gonna show you how this single parent syndrome, single parent disorder is literally destroying the community, the people, and the next generation. So what is single parent syndrome? Single parent syndrome is a child that was only raised by a single parent, and that child ends up picking up all the characteristics of that single parent. Right? We're gonna get into the example. Let's talk about the young boys that's only being raised by single mothers. Now, single mothers may not see nothing wrong. They don't see nothing wrong until something wrong happens. So, what's the attributes for a single parent or a child with a single parent being raised by a single mother? Let's talk about that. First of all, let's just talk about some statistics. Statistics show that a child, a male child, a black male child being raised by a single mother is 100 times likely to be a failure, 100 times likely to go to jail, 100 times likely to be a murderer, 100 times likely. And I'm saying 100 times because I want people to know the seriousness, because this is a damaging problem that's going on in the hood. 100 times likely to be a fisherman, a bate boy. Yeah. 100 times likely to be a failure, right? Become dependent on the mother instead of being independent because of the single parent, because of the mother's over nurturing behavior. It's nothing to do on there. And we know the majority of the reason why women do what they do for their sons more than they do for their daughters is because of the Willie Lynch, right? The Willie Lynch has caused spiritual, physical, mental trauma on a nation of people. Facts. You know we're not here to dispute that, right? When you see a child, and I started noticing it a lot lately, ever since I started doing this content and, putting myself out there as far as speaking to people all over the world, speaking to people, and you tend to find out that a lot of people that got something to say that can't see the bigger picture are individuals who's suffering from single parent syndrome. Single parent syndrome is when a person is over emotional. I'm speaking mainly from Is when a boy is over emotional, quick to react before think, right? Go off impulse, never stand on logic. Over analyze than seeing it for what it is. That's signs of single parent syndrome. Single parent syndrome is when you see a child walking around and his desire is fashion. Single parent syndrome. Single parent syndrome is when you see a child with Crocs and Glocks, quick to let it pop, don't stop until a brother drops. Single parent syndrome. Single parent syndrome is when you see a boy out of nowhere have a high hatred for another boy or a man because that boy was raised in a household where his mother was probably 9 out of 10 times showing a high level of disgust for men, so that child picks up on that characteristic. He will see another man as the enemy. Single parent syndrome. Single parent syndrome is when a child will mess up, do wrong, and instead of holding themselves accountable, look for every 50 trillion reasons to blame everybody but themselves. Single parent syndrome. Single parent syndrome is when you see boys wearing Uggs, want to be a thug, still sell drugs, and demand to be loved. And if you don't show him love, he's going to grab a gun because in his eyes, you are the enemy and you have become a dub. Single parent syndrome. Single parent syndrome is when a child refuses to take wisdom from the elderly, from grown-ups, from a man, from an adult. They can't, because they spend their lives not knowing who their daddy is. They don't understand when somebody real and in an authoritative position is speaking to them. It's hard to comprehend because they suffer from single parent syndrome. And it affects the women too. It affects the women too. Single parents that's raising girls are affected as well. But I wanted to talk about the boys because the boys are the ones that's being destructive in the community. Now, when you look at our women is being told from the gate, especially coming from single households, from the gate, don't trust no man. I don't care what goes on. You better put yourself first. You better do etc., etc. Single parent syndrome. And then when that young girl grows up, that young girl is taught to, if you're not happy, you get away. Single parent syndrome. A woman that's married would never teach her child that. A woman that's married is going to teach her child how to be a wife in preparation for her husband. But a woman is single going to teach her child to always be in a single state of mind. Ooh. So this child grows up living their lives. Yeah, they will entertain you. Yeah, they would like to have a relationship with you. But in the back of their mind, mama said, baby, if these niggas start acting crazy or lazy, you gotta be shady and walk out that door quicker than a Cambodian baby. Hey, this is the single parent syndrome. Single parent syndrome is when you see a child can go outside, argue all day and every day. Single parent syndrome is when a woman don't want to be a woman. She feels like she can't stand up and argue, fight, go back and forth with a man. Single parent syndrome. You know why? The behavior mama taught her. When the homie don't want to hear nothing. I don't want to hear none of that. I want to hear none of that. Single parent syndrome. There was no daddy around to keep the balance. Daddy wasn't around to keep the balance. Daddy wasn't around to keep the balance. And we got numerous of reasons into why daddy wasn't around. Whether you had the deadbeat moms, yes, deadbeat moms. There is deadbeat moms. Deadbeat moms do exist. Even when they have the child, they can still be deadbeat moms. Right? You got the deadbeat moms. You got the father that fell for the bait of society. You got the fathers that's in and out of jail. And then you got the fathers that really don't give a damn. You got those. They exist. This mental health situation is affecting the whole community all across the board. There's no just pointing at the fingers at one person. It's everybody. Because when God created man, He's created man not to be alone. That's where Eve comes from. And they came together and they had children. And it was both of them raising that child. And then that child grows up. And then that child desires to find a wife. And that wife that he chooses to find is a wife that doesn't suffer from single parent syndrome. But because single parent syndrome has become the norm within our community for various reasons, like I just mentioned before, you get what you see now. Where men is unstable, where relationships is unstable. What's the long span for a relationship in the hood now? Huh? 4 years, 3 years? You'll be lucky if you hit 10. You'll be lucky if you hit 10. What's the marriage rate compared to the divorce rate? You'll be lucky if you hit 10. You know why? Because of the single parent syndrome. Everybody is being taught to be in a mind frame of a single person. We're teaching our children to always prepare themselves to be alone, to don't see nothing wrong with being alone, but always prepare yourself that this relationship or this person just might not be there anymore. So don't give your all. Don't fight. Don't chase. Don't do nothing. If he doesn't like you, let it be. If he doesn't want you, let it be. But when it comes to opening your legs, sure, let it be. When it comes to dropping your pants, sure, let it be. They got dudes that's just running around just want to get people impregnant. Oh, look, I got her pregnant. Yep, my job is done. And then leave that woman by herself. Now, what do you think that woman is gonna end up? That's a traumatizing situation. You think a woman goes through 9 months of carrying a child, go through the process of bringing forth a child to find out that the nigga no longer want to deal with her? That's traumatizing. So what you think that trauma is gonna do to that woman? She's gonna do the best that she can to make sure that that child gets the best life, not knowing that there's nothing a single parent can do to give a child a best life if he don't have the best of both worlds. Let that marinate in your brain. Let that marinate in your brain. A child will never have the best life if he does not know or don't even have the understanding of the best of both worlds. So that mother now is gonna be traumatized. She's gonna do whatever, especially if she has a boy. Oh my jeez. If she has a girl, she's gonna teach that girl to be, hey, you gotta be strong. You gotta be strong in this world, girl. These niggas out here is ruthless. You know it's a man's world, so you better think like a man so you can understand. And when a brother man try to come up with a stupid plan, you can jet or terrorize everything like a Taliban. Hey, you hear what I'm saying to you? Huh? But if she has a boy, oh, that boy gets spoiled. He gets all the latest Jordans. He gets all the iPhones. He gets all the video games. He gets all the fashion designer clothes. Yeah. These women are so-called raising them to be pretty boys. No. You raising them to be bate boys. You thinking that you creating a pretty boy. You're creating a bate boy. A bate boy. Yeah. Because now you're giving that boy a little too much estrogen. There's no testosterone around. How is he gonna know how to operate in a world full of wolves? He's gonna fall into submission like a little bitch and get their back broke. They're gonna play this tough guy role and then get put in a situation where they're gonna point the finger and say he did it, or they're gonna be in the celly and he did it. He digging. He's gonna be the digging, or he's gonna be the digger. Either way, he's gonna be another lost nigga by the ways of single parent syndrome. Oh yeah, you guys don't even know the seriousness behind single parent syndrome. These children that you see acting now, causing a fool, smoking all day, doing the foolishness. These are individuals that's suffering. Listen to what I'm saying to you, are suffering from single parent syndrome. They don't even know that they're suffering from single parent syndrome because the whole hood is under single parent syndrome, where it doesn't even look like there's a problem until the problem knocks at the door. Until the problem is that child is in and out of jail. That child is dead. And when they sit back and they ask questions, and they start asking historical questions, or start asking serious questions to this child, to this victim, to this traumatized individual, they're gonna say things, they're gonna ask questions in the notion of, so how's your relationship with you and your father? This is the response. Oh, I never knew my father. Or my father was, he was around, but he wasn't around. He was here and there, but he wasn't there. Why is that? I don't know. Did you care to check on them and build a relationship? Nah. Mommy said that he should be checking on you. You're his child. Meanwhile, us men is going through the everyday motions of being a black man trying to survive in this prison complex called America. When a child got nothing but free time, and the child should be on some, I want to go see my dad. But no. See, mama's teaching the child and said, no, that's not your job to go reach out to your father. That's your father's job to come reach out to you, or vice versa. That's not your mother's job. That's not your job to reach out to your mother. Your mother should be reaching out to you. That's not how it goes. That's not how it goes, people. This is the problem that's destroying our community. This is the single parent genocide. Yes, this is genocidal. Is that a word? Add it to the dictionary of June. This is the genocidal trauma that's destroying our hood. This is destroying us. And people don't even know. Everybody talking about, I'm suffering from depression. Why are you suffering from depression? I guarantee you, people that suffer from depression got no daddy at home. Single parent syndrome. What are you depressed about? What's going on in your life that you're so depressed? What's going on? You children nowadays got access to everything. TV, video games, clothes. These children be 16 years old driving $50,000 cars. Are you out your goddamn mind? What are you stressed about? What are you depressed for? Huh? What are you depressed for? Are you following the norm? Oh, because they killed my homie. F your homie. 9 out of 10 times your homie was a phony, a cloney. Running around causing terror. And then now he got hit with the boom boom, with the boom boom. Now you want to be the one that want to cry and jump over the broom broom. Stop. Sit your ass down. Ain't no loyalty in these streets. So now your man gone, so now you want to smoke weed all day. You want to pop pills all day. You want to hide. That's the green light into living a foolish, depressing life. Stop. Let's address the elephant in the room. Where your daddy at? Where your mom's at? What's your relationship like? Huh? Single parent syndrome. Single parent syndrome. And all of us play a part of it. All of us is affected. All of us. This is what you see. Listen, the 80s babies, we are the number one. We are the founding fathers of single parentness. You know why? Because we were the children that was born in the crack epidemic. You know, crack took the man out the house. Whether he was strung on it, whether he was slinging it, or whether he got killed for it. That drug took the fathers out the house. That drug took the mothers out the house. Heroin took, all of these white substances took our parents out the house, guys. Left the mother to raise, raise 2 bad kids on their own. Left their father to raise 3 black kids on their own. Drugs, bro. 80s babies are the founding fathers of the single parent nonsense, man. I can show you without a shadow of a doubt. But majority of my homies. Matter of fact, I think I got like 2 homies that literally had their moms and pops in their house, in their lives. Like literally. Everybody I know, every homie that I chill with, my right-hand man, my other right hand, every single one of us come from a single parent household. My single parent household came from when my pops died when I was 8 years old. So like I said, you do the math. You guys do the math, people. We are the founding fathers of this single parent household. Facts. Facts. And now it's become a norm in our community. Let me tell you something. The joint is so traumatizing that being in a relationship with someone for a long period of time is like ancient. It's like dinosaurs. Like, you've been in a relationship for that long? Oh my gosh. Wow. And then you're gonna have the individuals that knows that, see that, and do whatever they can to disrupt that. And when they disrupt it, they walk away and leave you by yourself, because that's what the syndrome has caused, is where everybody must be miserable. Oh, I can't see you happy. Oh, I can't see you in a relationship. Oh, I can't see that you getting married. Oh, heck no. Oh, heck no. Let me say it in their terms. Let me say it in their terms, because we living in a wicked world. They say, oh, hell no. Everybody loves saying the word hell, because that's where everybody's hell bound. You're only gonna call you only know your address when you know you live there. What's your address? I live in such and such avenue. Right? You're only gonna call on something you know where you live there. You hellbound. That's why you love saying, oh hell no. Oh hell yeah. Let's talk about it. Yeah. Single parent syndrome is a massive destruction within the Black community. You know why Chinese people are getting ahead? Because they got both mommy and daddy. You know why Jewish people is ahead and running the world? Because they got mommy and daddy. You don't ever see, have you ever heard any news of the people, the 1%ers, having a divorce? Never. Never. Ever, 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 ever. Because they know the power within a man and wife, husband and wife, man and woman, child. Because that was the order ordained by the heavens, by your ancestors. When these heathens came into the land, the Holy Land, Africa, when they was hunting us down, the first thing that they did, they said, listen, we must separate the family, sell the child and the son and the daughter to Jameson. You're gonna sell him to Jefferson, and you're gonna leave her with Williamson. All heathens, Khazars, by the way, that just changed their names to like Lopez, ooh, or Columbus, ooh. But when you go dig deep to their lineage, you'll find out exactly where they come from. And then these same people that divided us through slavery are now the same people that's giving us our TV shows, that's controlling our music, that's controlling the judicial system, that's controlling everything you can imagine. They control it all. And the objective is to do what? To make sure that the man and woman is always at odds, to make sure that the man and woman is never together, to make sure that that child is raised in a space of trauma. They will prefer that child, especially if he's a boy, to absorb more estrogen than testosterone. Let me talk to these people nicely. They want these young black men to receive more estrogen than testosterone. A young man growing up in a household run and governed by a woman, he's gonna come in a household. He's not gonna come into a household of balance, right? He's gonna smell nothing but Victoria's Secret. He's not gonna smell no Polo. He's not gonna smell no righteous oil, some manly oil. No, all he's gonna smell is Victoria's Secret, Dolce & Gabbana, right? The house is gonna be smelling like Bed Bath & Beyond, right? Candles lit, right? Walls probably gonna be in a feminine color. Women like to call it neutral. Like my walls in my living room is red, right? My wife see it, she's like, you painted the walls red? Oh no, when we buy our house, we gonna get, the walls gotta be white, it gotta be neutral. And it's like, Why you need neutral? You want a light to stand out, to shine. It's psychological. It's danger, warning. Showing your son, teaching your son warrior tactics, to be an individual not to be played with. Ain't nothing neutral here. The only thing neutral is when they neutralize us, people. Come on now, talk to me nice. Huh? There's nothing neutral. So that's the reason why I don't want to have a neutral approach, because this world ain't neutral, and that's not something that any child should ever have to see, because believing that things should be neutral is the biggest lie that can ever be told to a black man, especially when he's suffering from single parent syndrome. So that's what the boy is gonna see. A whole lot of femininity. And now the boy is exposed to so much femininity, even the food that he eat is gonna be fed to him in a space of femininity. Yo, mommy, I'm hungry. Mommy's tired. Mommy work 18 hours. She tired. Yo, just order some Uber Eats. Hey, what's it Uber Eats? Nothing but high hormonal that raises up your estrogen and weakens your testosterone. You heard the saying, you are what you eat, right? So now mommy got no time to cook you dinner, so you gotta eat yourself some chicken fingers with some barbecue sauce that was probably cooked and put together in a microwave. Then you're gonna take that and go outside. You're gonna eat that. You're gonna poop that. You're gonna become that. So now you're gonna become a processed individual filled with estrogen from the food, and because you suffer from single parent syndrome. And then when you realize that you're suffering from single parent syndrome, you're gonna be in a can. And then you're gonna be in that can with a whole bunch of crazy men. You know, majority of these people that's in the can also suffer from single parent syndrome. But they've been there so long, they become ruthless savages. Because now, even though they suffer from single parent syndrome, they're away from their mother now. So they gotta learn to adapt amongst men. So now they gotta grow up to become a man. And sometimes these young boys come in there and they're not ready for that type of exposure because they suffer from single parent syndrome. And when that child comes home, or when that child goes back into the streets, 9 out of 10 times, he's gonna go right back to doing what he do best, and that's suffer from single parent syndrome. Yeah. This is the neighbors. This is the hood. This is the community. This is the people. This is the people. How many baby daddies our single mothers have? I know females that got at least 6 different baby fathers. Facts. That's normal in the hood now. And all these children, you can see it in their face. You can see it in demeanor, their characteristics. They all suffer from single parent syndrome. A disorder that nobody want to talk about. And I'm going to talk about the single parent syndrome. Yeah. I might just do a part 2. I just might. I don't know. Because there's so much tables to be turned over. Need to be flipped over. Because of this single parent syndrome. Our people is dying because of this single parent syndrome. Our children is in jail because of this single parent syndrome. Our women are single and reaching ancient ages without ever having the taste of marriage because they suffer from single parent syndrome. And guess what, people? It's only gonna get worse. It's not gonna get any better. It's not gonna get right. It's not gonna get to the point where we're gonna say, you know what? Like Ice Cube said, today was a good day. You know why? Because everybody is suffering from two disorders, PTSS or PTSD, post-traumatic slave syndrome or disorder, and the new one, single parent syndrome. It's your brother, man, from the motherland. I came to you guys live once again. Continue supporting, man. Supporting. Who's giving it to you live and direct? Who's giving it to you the 311 way? You heard? Who? We're gonna talk it nicely, man. It's your brother, man. And for those that don't know who I am, listen carefully as I tell you this. I am the HBIC, the head Bantu in charge. And my objection is to do one thing and one thing only. And that's to remainly keeping my foot on you heathens, you he-girls, and the newly installed heathenites. Are you dumb or are you dumb? Father, say it one time for the one time. Are you dumb? And I'ma highlight y'all.